button to enable you get notified anytime I drop video contents like this. And without wasting much time, let's hop in straight into the charts. Alright, so I just wish to give you all this information. The Bitcoin ETF has been officially approved, and we are actually at a very critical stage right now in the markets. And just like I told you all, I said the Bitcoin ETF approval, if it comes, then there is a very high possibility that you may see Bitcoin spike. You may see a spike up to as high as $48,000 to $50,000. Okay, so let's take a look at the charts and see. Let's take a look at the price of Bitcoin. Let's take a look at the charts. Alright guys, so we see here that currently Bitcoin is trading at $46,114. Okay, so it's currently at the $46,000 range. But now you see, despite the ETF being approved, we've not yet seen that spike for Bitcoin. Okay, that spike for Bitcoin has not come, you know, unlike most persons that were expecting a spike as soon as the ETF was announced, you know. But just like I told you all guys, I said already this market has been priced in, so it is more like a surprise to people that despite the ETF being announced, we have not seen Bitcoin just have a spike according to the reaction of the news, just like it did yesterday. You know, yesterday it was claimed that the website of the SEC was hacked, and it was posted that the sports ETF has been approved. So that caused Bitcoin to have a surge, a spike to 48K, and then begin coming down again. But today that it has been approved, it's really surprising that you're not seeing Bitcoin, you know, reacting according to this news, but rather the coin you see reacting according to this news is Ethereum. But now this is what I want to make very clear to everyone. Let's take a look at the Ethereum charts. Now guys, Ethereum broke out to $2,500. Okay, you can see this is the Ethereum charts, and you can see how the price of Ethereum just broke out and it exceeded this high. Okay, but now guys, this is what I want you all to understand. Now Ethereum is pumping because Bitcoin has already made a high. Bitcoin made a high to 48K, so this is why you see Ethereum also making its own high as well. So it's not really like Ethereum is reacting to the ETF news or to the ETF approval. Ethereum is simply topping out the same way Bitcoin topped out yesterday and pumped to 48K. So what I want you all to understand is that right now that the ETF news has been validated, the ETF has been approved, all this has passed away. We've been waiting for this news right from the month of July into the month of December 2023, and right now we are in the year 2022 and we are in the month of January, and finally the ETF approval has been given. But now this is what I want you all to know. This has a high possibility of still making Bitcoin have a surge towards $48,000 to $50,000. Just like I told you all, I said this in my videos. I said if the ETF is approved, expect Bitcoin can have a rally, a spike up to, let's say, 48 to 50K thereabouts, because this region is a very strong region. Okay, so I'm gonna be looking for shorting opportunities, but now I would need to observe it and see. If it pumps, I would ride in the pump, but I would be very careful because a serious crash is coming. Now, this is what many persons need to have at the back of their minds. This is what you need to have at the back of your mind if you're watching this video and if you're following the Cryptoprophet. The ETF news has been approved. The herd got it right. They said the ETF would be approved, the hype and all. And of a truth, the SEC had to do this to enable, this matter die down, because this has really trended so much. And as a matter of fact, if the SEC didn't approve it, it would have really caused a lot of, lots of uproar and all that. So approving the Bitcoin ETF right now is good. It's a good step towards the innovation of the crypto space. But these guys are going to work to bring down the price of Bitcoin. Now that the Bitcoin ETF has been approved, for the bodies to begin trading it, they would need to get themselves ready. So now these guys are not ready to come into the crypto space when Bitcoin has already priced in. Like when Bitcoin is at these high prices, they need to bring it down according to what the charts are saying. So in essence, this is what I'm talking about. Expect the price of Bitcoin to come down in the days and in the weeks to come, guys. And I've given you the targets. I said don't be surprised if you see Bitcoin tank down and go below $20,000. Heading down to this line here, around 15, 13, 12,000, 10,000, $8,000 thereabouts. Don't be surprised if you see that play out, because currently all the hype is over. The ETF news saga is gone. So we are just expecting Bitcoin to have a reaction. This way we are still looking at it. Ethereum is stopping out because yesterday Bitcoin had a spike, so Ethereum needs to follow suit together with other altcoins. Right now other altcoins are pumping, but now I'm going to be looking at entry levels beginning from tomorrow into next week. But I'm telling you this, if you see Bitcoin rally, please be very careful, because there's a dump that is coming. This news is over. The hype, the debates, the fights, everything is over. So we expect Bitcoin to begin topping and pricing in the market. I'm speaking out of experience, guys. And I'm not telling you that you should follow me. Don't take whatever I say as a financial advice. I'm not here to give you any financial advice. I'm only here to share my opinion with you. And if I would be honest with you based on what I see, please be very careful by next week. From next week, be very careful, because I'm seeing, even from this week, okay, from this week, you need to be very careful. I'm seeing some dates, but like I told you all, I said I will not mention dates, but I'm going to do that in my Telegram channel. So ensure you join my platform, ensure you follow me in the social media, my social media platforms, and you would gain access to certain secrets and information. Okay, so I'm looking at the let's take a look at the DXY, guys. Let's take a look at the dollar. All right, guys, so you can see here that the dollar is currently resting on this red area of support. So if the dollar breaks down, that's going to show that money is flowing out of the markets, out of the fiat markets. And if we take a look at the USDT dominance, let's take a look at the USDT dominance. So guys, if you take a look at the USDT dominance, you would see that the USDT dominance seems to be bleeding. Okay, and currently the USDT dominance is resting on this line. Can you see this red line? Let's change it to white. So guys, can you see this? Let's change this to red so that you don't get confused. All right guys, so can you see this white line now that the USDT dominance is sitting on? Now, if the Nasdaq, please take note of this, I will share the charts with you. If the Nasdaq breaks a certain stage, this is going to break down, and this has the potential of causing the markets to rally. But now I must tell you this, these are the areas of support I'm looking at. If this breaks down, I'm looking at this area of support here, this particular area to meet up with this line, and I'm also looking at this area here. Okay, so these are my targets for the USDT dominance. If we change this now to the one-day charts, to the one-day time frame, now you're going to see that the USDT dominance is clearly sitting on top of this area of supports. So if it breaks, then we are heading to this area and to this area. So I'm going to be watching out for the next candlestick that opens. I would like to see the way the market is going to react, and then we can take it up from there and know the next direction that we are going to take. Okay, but now I want us to take a look at the S&P 500. So guys, if you take a look at the S&P 500, you would see that the S&P 500 is actually contending with this area of resistance. Remember, this was the last area of resistance that it encountered before coming down, and it is currently fighting with this area of resistance. So just like I told you guys, I expect the S&P 500 to come back and make a new all-time high. There's a possibility. So if the S&P 500, and look at the RSI, the RSI is about breaking the smoothing moving average. Now, if the S&P 500 can break this area, then it is heading to a new all-time high. So in essence, guys, this is my honest opinion. If this breaks out, this would be the top of the market. So I'm expecting the market to top out between this week and next week, guys. There is a crash that is coming. Please listen to me. I'm the crypto prophet. I don't need to convince anybody, because what I've told you is going to come to pass. The Bitcoin ETF has been approved, yes, but we're not seeing Bitcoin having a rally. This means the market has been priced in. So now currently Bitcoin is following the S&P 500. So if we have a break towards the upside, then the S&P 500 is going back to make a new all-time high, joining the Nasdaq, joining the Dow Jones, and joining other markets as well to complete a new all-time high before you would see a correction, guys. So this is what I have for you. So right now I'm going to wait for the S&P 500 to break this area. When it breaks it, I would enter into more longs now that the Bitcoin ETF has been approved. And then when I see that we are topping out, but I'm going to be very careful, because when I see that we are topping out, I'm going to exit out of the markets and look for short entries, guys. So now the whole of this rally that you saw for Bitcoin, let me bring out the Bitcoin charts for you. So guys, all this rally that you saw for Bitcoin, okay, all of this rally that you saw for Bitcoin, the whole of this rally here because of Bitcoin ETF news, all this is finally over. The ETF news has been announced. So I'm actually expecting Bitcoin to have a surge. Let's watch out for this level here. If it can open another candlestick on top of this level, then we expect a spike up to 48 to 50k. So I'm gonna ride in that spike, guys. I'm not gonna close my long positions. I would rather hedge, enter into long positions. Sorry, I'm not gonna close my short positions. I would rather hedge, enter into long positions, get what I can, and then get out of this market. So the projection that I'm giving is from now till next week, but I'm not going to mention the dates. If you need the dates, ensure you join my social media platforms. So guys, that will be all for now. I just had to create out time to create this video and upload it as soon as possible. I'm not really very disposed to actually produce videos or come, but I just had to give you guys these updates. So I hope to see you by next week. Let's see what plays out. Do not forget my words. If you want to get information, join my channel, join my community, and you would get first-hand information. I'm going to call the dates there. I will call the dates that I'm expecting a crash to take place. I would call the dates that I'm expecting certain reactions to take place so that people can actually take advantage of it. So I remain the Crypto Prophet, guys. Thank you so much for your time. See you in my next video.